Good morning, everyone. On behalf of Deloitte and my colleagues with the Blockchain and Digital Assets practice, I want to welcome you to this important blockchain summit. I'm Wendy Henry, and I have the distinct pleasure of being our global and U.S. consulting blockchain and digital assets leader. I've been a career-long hands-on technologist, and for the better part of my career, I've sat at the intersection of emerging technologies and my clients' existing technology investments, helping them distill the reality from the hype and understand how to leverage these technologies to drive real value. And blockchain is one of those technologies. For blockchain and digital assets, these are exciting times. We see immense interest and progress around blockchain and digital assets adoption, and that's great news. But we still also see continued misunderstanding of certain dimensions with these technologies, and that remains a challenge. As I look back over the past 10 years or so of my career when I first got engaged with blockchain, I can't help but feel optimistic. But at the same time, I realize that progress isn't linear. Revolutionary technologies take years to win widespread adoption and for the public to understand them, even in the simplest of terms. The type of progress we're witnessing with blockchain technologies is very much in keeping with other revolutionary technologies associated with sweeping change. It's one step forward and two steps back. But the great thing is that's still forward progress. And everywhere we look, we do see progress. Most telling is the fact that governments worldwide are taking a keen interest in digital assets and currencies. And yes, that means regulation. But whether you're talking about digital assets or other inventions like the automobile, new inventions and discoveries invariably require clear rules of the road. And naturally, we'll be hearing a lot about that during this conference. At the same time, we're seeing tangible progress across multiple industries. In the financial sector alone, we're seeing ongoing change in approaches to financial instruments and to the very notion of what represents money and wealth. As I see it, there are several important and meaningful trends and opportunities that speak to the future of blockchain and digital assets. Blockchain and digital assets hold out the possibility of creating a more level playing field in the world of finance and of bringing financial opportunity to people in places that have too long been neglected, notably the underserved and underrepresented communities, both here and abroad. We are seeing more and more established big-name financial institutions and government agencies coming to terms with the possibilities of blockchain and digital assets. Not so long ago, many of them expressed unreserved skepticism and actually outward doubt. Their tune has changed rapidly over the past several years, and now many are not only adopters, but advocates, and that is hugely encouraging. Finally, the frontiers of blockchain and digital assets are not being settled alone by what many consider to be a fringe element. The fringe, it's probably still there, but ever-increasing numbers of mainstream innovators and developers are actively exploring and harnessing the power and opportunities that blockchain and digital assets pose. But these trends and the very agenda of this conference are a reminder that we are still very much in the early stages. We're fortunate to have such important and informed organizations such as the Digital Chamber of Commerce to represent the industry and the voices of committed users and developers, both in the global public square and in the halls of government. Yes, they lobby on behalf of a point of view. But even more importantly, they educate, inform, and combat false information and misleading interpretations of the workings and intent of this industry. And that mission is integral to our shared agenda as we go forward. So again, thank you all for coming. I look forward to our conversations, discussions, and yes, even debates. Have a great conference, and with that, I'll hand it over to you, Matt, to get things underway.
Thanks, Wendy. And good morning, everybody. My name is Matthew Roszak. I'm co-founder of Block. We're a blockchain technology company. We build infrastructure and applications for Web3. And I also proudly serve as chairman of the Chamber of Digital Commerce. The Chamber is the first and largest trade association in crypto, and we're in our 8th year of service, which is pretty incredible. Not everybody has come into the room here, but if you look to your left, if you look to your right, you will see the builders, the investors, the policymakers that are building this space. And so you are in the right room at the right time. But what's interesting is that this room and this industry moves faster than this town. And that's nothing new because the pace of innovation always runs faster than regulation. But there's an incredible opportunity here because if we get this right, this intersection of finance and decentralized technology and provide more regulatory clarity, it'll unlock a generational opportunity for builders, investors, and market participants. So one of my jobs is to thank this amazing team at the Chamber. And I do want to acknowledge the amazing work that they do day in and day out, and especially in getting us here together. I think these gatherings, obviously post-COVID, and just getting together, I always tell every kid in college, every intern, everything, showing up is such a big part of life, and you need to show up, engage, discuss, and you'll learn so much. So getting together in a venue like this, I think, is magical. And putting it together is a lot of work. So I do want to thank the policy team, Tina. I want to thank the member services team, Tobin, marketing, the events team, just an incredible force of nature to get us all here together. So let's thank them. I also want to thank our fearless leader and the founder of the Chamber, Perry-Ann Boring. Perry-Ann I met 8 years ago, and just like any entrepreneur in this room, came to me with a pitch deck. And it's kind of amazing what's happened over the 8 years with the working groups, the engagements with every three-letter agency, the White House, Treasury, et cetera, testifying in front of Congress many times. The imprints that this platform has made has just been incredible, and I'm so proud of it. And we've come a long way from, 8 years ago, it was a question of, is this magical internet money for real? And so here we are, fast forward to 2022, and, it's no longer, is this a thing? This is definitely a thing. So with that, I want to thank you all for joining us.